In this video, I will explain vacuum pumps, its basic operation, vacuum stages, different types of vacuum pumps, evaluating the performance of vacuum pumps, effects due to temperature, and also the criteria we need to consider for vacuum pump selection. Basically, a vacuum pump is an equipment used to generate vacuum and is similar to air compressors. It is even possible to generate compressed air or vacuum with the same machine depending on how it is installed. Vacuum pumps generally can be considered as compressors in which the discharge rather than the intake in atmospheric pressure. Now, the basic operation of vacuum pumps. A vacuum pump converts the mechanical input energy of a rotating shaft into pneumatic energy by evacuating the air contained within a system. The internal pressure level thus becomes lower than that of the outside atmosphere. The amount of energy produced depends on the volume evacuated and the pressure difference produced. Mechanical vacuum pumps use the same pumping mechanism as air compressors, except that the unit is installed so that air is drawn from a closed volume and exhausted to the atmosphere. A major difference between the vacuum pump and other type of pump is that the pressure driving the air into the pump is below atmospheric pressure and becomes vanishingly small at high vacuum levels. Now, vacuum stages. So as in compression, the vacuum generating process can be accomplished in just one pass through a pumping chamber, or several stages may be required to obtain desired vacuum. The mechanical arrangements for this are also similar for those of air compression. The discharge port of the first stage feeds the intake port of the second stage, and that reduces pressure, hence the density of air trapped in the clearance volume of the first stage. Now, there are various types of vacuum pumps. There are oil-less, oil-lubricated vacuum pumps. As with compressors, the application normally detects whether an oil-less or oil-lubricated vacuum pumps should be used. An oil-less pump, these are almost essential when production processes cannot tolerate any oil vapor carry over into the exhaust air, and they also can be justified on the basis of avoiding the cost and time of regularly refilling the oil reservoirs. Then there are various other type like reciprocating piston pumps, diaphragm pumps, rocking piston pumps, rotatory vane pumps. The rotatory vane pumps are important because most rotatory vane pumps have lower vacuum ratings than can be obtained with a piston design. The rotatory vane design offers significant advantages like compactness, large flow capacities for a given size, lower cost, lower starting and running torques, etc. Now, how to evaluate the vacuum pump performance? The primary performance criteria cover just three characteristics, like vacuum level that can be produced, second, rate of air removal, third, power required. And somewhat critical, so these three are very important criteria, and somewhat less critical are temperature effects and certain other characteristics. Now, when we consider the effect of vacuum pumps, effect of temperature. Temperature is an important consideration from two standpoints, like environmental temperature and internal pump temperature. So these two temperature considerations are important. In environmental temperature means for ambient temperature above 100 degree Fahrenheit, or ambient temperature is near to 38 degrees Celsius. So for ambient temperature above 38 degrees Celsius, select a pump rated for higher vacuum operation and provide some external cooling. Now the second important consideration is internal pump temperature. So internal pump temperature, the operation at high vacuum increases pump temperature. That means when we operate vacuum, when we need vacuum pumps for creating higher vacuums, in such cases the internal pump temperature will affect its operation. Heavy duty pumps with cooling can operate continuously, but light duty pumps can operate at maximum vacuums for only short periods, and they must be allowed to cool between cycles. Now vacuum pump selection. Here we need to consider various factors involved in applying the basic characteristics to particular operation and application needs. In short, we wish to narrow down the selection process to a single type, size and horsepower for the vacuum pump and related system components.